and all the citizens are being sued to give the sheriff less money than he currently has, to forgive overages by the marshal and the clerk of Superior Court, and because they have increased the budget of the clerk of municipal court. This is crazy business, and the plaintiff elected officials should drop these frivolous lawsuits immediately before the taxpayers incur another dime. They state over and over again that the administrators of the city government usurped various alleged authorities and submitted their budget in lieu of budgets that had been provided to the administration, basically that the administration had either hidden or somehow interfered with the distribution of budgets submitted by elected officials. We wanted to let you know, as we did reference last night, that we have now completed a thorough review of all city records, and such allegations are absolutely untrue. There were no elected official budgets submitted to the administration, either Pam Hodge, the city manager, or myself as mayor, by the 4 elected official litigants. There was nothing submitted until such time as after the March 28th submission of the mayor's proposed budget to city council. And then at that time, these various elected official litigants did submit proposed budgets to council at different times. And some of those did copy administrators when they simultaneously gave them to city council. So we can confirm today that it is absolutely untrue to suggest that any administrative official did not tender or otherwise deliver an elected official's budget that was submitted to us. But the facts are always important, and so we've provided a simple chart to give you all and the citizens some perspective here. You will see that the difference between the FY 2014 budget and FY 2015 budget for the sheriff was actually a $528,000 increase. The marshal had a $10,019 decrease. However, it should be noted that his budget too would have been a net increase, but that he came to council and requested monies for certain FY 2014 overages he was expecting. Council deliberated, amended his FY 14 budget, but then took available monies that they had that could have gone to his FY and were expected to go to his FY 15 budget, and redistributed them because of the finite amount of cash we have. As you can see, the municipal court clerk, her budget was actually increased over $2,500, and you can see the Superior Court clerk budget was decreased by $11,293. However, her budget too would have been increased, but that she came to council in FY 14 and asked for additional funds to amend her budget upward. Council agreed to some $19,000 in budgetary increases for FY 14, and then adjusted downward her FY 15 budget, and that resulted in, as you can see, a fairly nominal decrease in her budget. So I'd like to say that to date, the city has expended probably $65,000 in defending these lawsuits, and that is a rough estimate because we're expecting bills in from the most recent activity. And we know from indications we have gotten from the defendants that theirs is slightly under that, or perhaps in excess of that by now, because it has been probably a month since we have heard any information related to what they might have incurred. The sheriff has used these taxpayer dollars to sue us for $800,241 less than the city council has appropriated for him. I think that shows the profound misunderstanding of his own budget, which is something that we have struggled with in the past. In this instance, we have 4 separate litigants, 3 lawsuits, 4 separate litigants. It'll be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. This is a ridiculous expenditure of taxpayer monies. I know today I happened to have a conversation with one of our council members who said that they had met for many hours with Sheriff Darr to talk through his budget and explain that really he was better off, as you see. But I think that point was missed by him somehow. And I can say also that I've reached out to his lawyers informally on numerous occasions through mutual friends, professional colleagues, on many occasions in formal writings through our lawyers. We've asked to meet them there, we've asked to meet them here, because I just have to believe that anybody that's a member of the bar and belongs with a reputable firm would see these kinds of figures and this sort of information and realize that this is not the best use of taxpayer dollars, it's not the best use of their time or resources, and this is something that should be addressed. I would say there is a legislative remedy here, and that's going to the city council. They're the ones that really have the say about what the budget's going to be. Courts don't do that. They say they don't do that. There's all sorts of Supreme Court law on that fact. And so it really is going to the council and explaining what it is you believe you need. Of course, here we're sort of in a quandary because what he's demanding is over $800,000 less than what he's gotten. So I think a good conversation may help.